Hello everyone! Today I'm back with a brand new video about the story of Ly Hoai Ca. In the previous episode, after a simple yet love-filled wedding, Hùng took Hoai Ca for an ultrasound. The moment the doctor announced that the baby was a boy, both of them were overwhelmed with joy. Hoai Ca's smile lit up the entire examination room, while Hùng stood beside her with eyes turning red from happiness. The good news quickly reached home, and the whole family was swept up in an indescribable joy. Especially Hung's mother, the one who had just spent money to buy back their old house. Not only that, she unexpectedly completed all the paperwork to transfer the house to Hoai Ca. It wasn't to show off, nor to demand anything in return, but simply a gift to make up for her daughter-in-law, and a blessing for the grandson who was about to be born. That afternoon, Tony's biological father returned after months of working far away. He stopped by, bringing a small wedding gift and a calm smile that showed he had finally left the past behind. No more jealousy, no more desperate attempts to hold on. Accepted a gentler truth. Tony would grow up in the loving arms of Hùng and Hoai Ca, and his role would simply be that of a father from a distance, watching over his child with respect. It seemed that after all the bruises and hardships, the little family had finally stepped into their most peaceful days. Hoai Ca was pregnant, and Hùng cared for her in every small detail. Tony babbled and ran around after his mother. Mother Ha and Hung's mother got along well, and the kitchen was always warm with fire and laughter. Every afternoon, the house echoed with joy, so peaceful that everyone believed the storms had truly passed. But peace is sometimes just a calm moment before the next storm. No one expected that right when everyone felt the safest. A painful twist of fate was quietly approaching. And to find out what happened, let's continue with today's video. After the peaceful days following the wedding, Hoai Ca still kept the simple habits she'd had for years. Every afternoon, she would go out to the garden with her old bamboo basket, picking vegetables and digging up a few sweet potatoes for dinner. Even though she was pregnant, her belly had only started to show, just enough that she had to support herself with a hand whenever she bent down. She thought to herself, "I'll walk slowly and come right back, it'll be fine," as if trying to reassure her own heart. Before she stepped out the door, Mother Ha reminded her, her voice full of worry and love. "Walk slowly, dear. The ground is slippery today. There's still dew from this morning." Hoai Ca turned back and smiled softly. "Yes, Mom. I'll be home soon." She didn't know that smile might be the last peaceful smile before everything took a sudden turn. Because sometimes, all it takes is a single misstep for fate to flip everything upside down. As soon as she reached the edge of the field, she didn't even have time to bend down to check the sweet potato row when the sky suddenly shifted into a dull, heavy gray, as if someone had pulled a dark curtain across it. Black clouds rolled in fast, the wind picked up, and cold gusts rushed down her spine. Then, row! A sudden burst of rain poured down. It wasn't a heavy storm, but it came fast and hard, enough to turn the soil into mush within seconds. The ground grew soft, slick, and sticky, clinging to her sandals, making every step wobbly and unstable. Hoai Ca raised a hand to shield the rain, the basket tucked under her arm, carefully walking along the edge of the field to cross a narrow water trench to the next row. Her belly felt a bit heavy, but she tried her best to move carefully, one step at a time. But right at the moment she stepped onto the ridge, her foot slipped. The ground beneath her turned into something like an oil-coated plank. Hoai Ca couldn't regain her balance. The basket flew out of her hand, scattering vegetables everywhere. Her whole body pitched forward, her hands grasping at the air but catching nothing. A heavy thud echoed. Her belly slammed straight into the hard mound of soil, a blow so sharp it felt like her soul shook. She let out a horrified cry. Her breath was chopped in half inside her chest, broken and suffocating. Hung, baby, my baby. Her voice trembled, thin as a dying breeze. A sharp, twisting pain shot through her lower belly, violent, stabbing, like a knife plunging deep inside. She clutched her abdomen with both hands, her body shaking uncontrollably. Her breathing turned rapid, her face drained of color, her heart pounding wildly. And then, the thing she feared the most happened. Through the rain falling heavily around her, she felt something warm trickling down her legs. She looked down. Blood. Bright red blood, pooling on her pants, dragged downward by the rain into streaks. Rainwater and blood mixed together, flowing across the muddy ground. A nearby farmer heard the loud impact and her choked cries. He turned, and when he saw her lying curled on the ground, blood streaming down her legs, his face turned pale. Good heavens! Child! Falling like this while pregnant is dangerous. Quick, get up! Get on the motorbike. I'll take you to the hospital now. He ran toward her, splashing through the rain. Hoai Ca lifted her head with difficulty. Her lips were pale, her entire body trembling like someone with a fever. Sweat and rain mixed on her ghost-white face. She tried to open her mouth, but only the faintest breath escaped. Uncle, help! Help me! Her vision blurred, the world spinning around her. Waves of pain kept crashing into her, each one stealing more of her breath. The motorbike raced wildly down the muddy dirt road. Its wheels spun up clumps of wet earth, splattering to both sides, every pothole making the entire frame jolt violently. Hoai Ca sat on the back seat, hands trembling as she held her belly, each sharp wave of pain nearly stealing her breath. Every time the bike hit a bump, a stabbing agony shot straight through her lower abdomen. Tears streamed down her face like a non-stop live stream, impossible to wipe away, blown back by the wind, mixing with the raindrops still clinging to her skin. Baby, please, don't leave me, please don't. Her voice cracked apart, swallowed by the roar of the wind and the desperate growl of the engine. The bleeding didn't stop. It didn't even slow, it got worse. Her hand, pressed against her belly, was soaked completely. Bright red droplets slid down her thigh, whipped backward by the wind, leaving a horrifying streak across the muddy road. The contractions came non-stop, harder, faster, as if something inside was being torn apart. Her whole body trembled. Her breaths were nothing but thin, broken gasps. When the motorbike finally skidded into the hospital courtyard, the farmer didn't even manage to kick down the stand before shouting, "Emergency! Pregnant woman hemorrhaging." She fell and hit her belly. "Someone help!" Nurses rushed out instantly, pushing a metal stretcher, rubber sandals slapping the wet floor as they ran. One quick glance from the doctor, and his face hardened. "She's only 7 months. She's in severe hemorrhage. Get her into the emergency room now." No hesitation. No pause. They lifted Hoai Ca onto the stretcher, blood already pooling, soaking the white sheet into a deep, dark red. As she was wheeled away, Hoai Ca forced her eyes open, her lips trembling with the faintest whisper. "Hun, call Hun." The words were so small, someone had to lean close to hear them. Her eyelids grew heavier. A hazy veil covered her vision. The hallway lights stretched and blurred, drifting away from her. Hoai Ca slipped into darkness. Meanwhile, at the office, Hung sat at his desk under the cold white glow of fluorescent lights, bent over a half-written report. The ceiling fan hummed above him, everything quiet, steady, ordinary. Just another peaceful afternoon. Then suddenly, his phone vibrated violently on the table. Not once, but rapid, continuous bursts so strong the desk itself trembled. Hung picked up the phone, still wearing the calm expression of a man trying to finish his work. He didn't even have time to say hello before a frantic scream exploded through the speaker, drowned in rain and chaos. "Hun, your wife fell off the hill. She's in emergency. Get to the hospital now. Hurry." The entire room froze. That voice, those words struck like lightning straight to his skull. The pen slipped from his hand. For exactly 1 second, just one, Hung went completely still. Then it felt as if every drop of blood in his body turned to ice. His phone fell from his fingers, hitting the tile floor with a loud, hollow clack. The sound echoed through the room, but Hung didn't register it. His face drained of color. His lips trembled. His eyes widened in pure terror, not worry, not panic, but absolute bone-deep fear. The kind of fear a man feels when he realizes he could lose both his wife and his child in the same moment. No, this can't happen. He stammered, his throat tightening like someone was strangling him. He shot up from his chair so hard it toppled backward. He lunged toward the door, slamming his shoulder into it with a loud bang. The door flew open, startling coworkers nearby. "Hung, what happened?" But Hung couldn't hear anything anymore. His mind had collapsed into a single, pounding refrain. She fell, bleeding, emergency, bleeding. Hung sprinted down the hallway, his ID card clattering against his chest. He flew down the stairs 2 steps at a time, nearly slipping on the last one. The moment he reached the parking lot, the sky unleashed a torrential downpour, as if the heavens themselves wanted to test him. Within seconds, his clothes were drenched, clinging to him like a second skin. But he didn't care. His hands shook so badly, he had to try twice to turn the key. The second the engine roared to life, he twisted the throttle to the maximum. The wheels sliced through the water, spraying white streaks behind him. The motorbike leapt forward, carving a desperate path through the storm. His voice trembled through the rain, through the engine's roar, through the pounding in his chest. "Hoai Ca, please, don't let anything happen, please." The sky was black. Rain slapped his face like needles. The road was slippery as oil. But Hung rode like a man possessed. Because he knew one brutal truth. If he was even a little too late, he could lose everything. Hung slammed the brakes in front of the hospital. The wheels hadn't even come to a full stop when he jumped off the bike and sprinted into the emergency ward. His clothes were drenched, his hair glued to his forehead, his breathing ragged like someone who had run for miles. The moment he rushed inside, a doctor ran toward him, voice urgent to the point of breaking. "Are you Hung? You're the patient's husband, right? Sign the surgery consent now. Both the mother and the baby are in critical condition. She's lost too much blood. We need to operate immediately." The doctor shoved a trembling form into his hands. Hung grabbed the pen, but his hands shook so violently he could barely hold it. His mind was spinning, his heart pounding like it was about to explode. He signed so hard the pen tore into his skin, drawing blood, but he didn't even feel it. He only heard the doctor shouting, "Prep the oar. Move." Right at that moment, Hung's mother burst in. She was panting so hard she couldn't speak, hair dripping wet from the rain and the frantic run. "Where's Ca? Where's my daughter-in-law? Where is she?" Her eyes fell on the doctor's blood-stained gown, the overpowering smell of antiseptic, and her face turned ghostly pale. The doctor rushed back out a moment later. This time, his eyes were heavier, his tone slower, steadier, and far more devastating. "The situation is worse than we expected." Hung couldn't even stand straight anymore. It felt like something had sucked all the strength out of his body. The doctor continued, "We need the family to decide immediately." He looked Hung straight in the eyes. "Save the mother or save the baby." The words sliced straight into Hung's heart. His world collapsed in a single second. His ears rang. his vision blurred. His body swayed like a man too drunk to stand. He stumbled back, one hand bracing against the wall, but his legs still threatened to give out. Hung's mother covered her face, her voice trembling. "Oh God, oh dear God, why punish my family like this?" The hallway froze. The sound of the rain outside, the monitors beeping from the emergency room, nurses running back and forth, all of it blended into one suffocating noise. The doctor tightened his grip on the chart and repeated slowly, clearly, leaving no room for misunderstanding. "If we save the mother, the baby most likely won't make it. If we save the baby, the mother will be extremely hard to keep alive." Hung couldn't hold himself together any longer. He broke down right there in the hospital corridor, a guttural, shattered cry ripped from his chest like something inside him had been torn apart. He screamed, voice hoarse and raw. Save Hoai Ca. Please, save my wife first." His voice fractured like shattered glass. Hearing that, Hung's mother's legs gave out. She collapsed to the floor, hands covering her face as she sobbed. "Save her, don't let me lose her. Please, my child." And in that moment, the entire hospital hallway was filled with the cries of the two of them, cries so heart-wrenching, anyone who heard them felt chills run down their spine. Hoai Ca was pushed into the operating room. The stretcher wheels scraped against the tiled floor with a long, eerie keet, a sound sharp enough to send chills down anyone's spine. The nurses shoved the door open quickly. The surgical room doors slammed shut behind them, the echo ringing out like a blade slicing straight through what little hope the family had left. Immediately, the indicator light turned on. In surgery. The red glow reflected into everyone's eyes, blinding, suffocating. Hung staggered to the row of seats and collapsed onto one of them, as if every last bit of strength had drained from his body. His hands shook uncontrollably, fingers interlocked but still trembling. He stared at the doors of the operating room, terror and despair swirling in his eyes. He lowered his head, voice breaking into a hoarse whisper. "Ca, I'm sorry. I couldn't protect you. I should have been with you." The words fell heavy, shattering into the air thick with disinfectant. Hung's mother stood beside him, eyes red and filled with anguish, yet forcing herself to stay strong for her son. She placed a trembling hand on his shoulder, her voice shaking but determined. "No one wanted this to happen, my child. Now all we can do is pray. Pray that heaven shows mercy. Pray they both make it through this." But even her hand couldn't hide its shaking. A mother, watching her daughter-in-law and unborn grandchild fight for their lives behind a closed door, no words could describe that pain. Meanwhile, tens of kilometers away, Ha's phone rang. She was hanging laundry under the porch, wiping her hands as she picked up the call, not expecting anything unusual. The farmer's trembling voice erupted through the line. Hoai Ca. She fell down the hill. She's bleeding a lot. They're doing emergency surgery now." Ha's legs nearly gave out on the spot. The clothes slipped from her hands and fell to the ground unnoticed. "What?" "Hoai Ca. My child, oh God." "Hun. Ca." She ran back into the house like a woman possessed, rummaging for money with hands shaking so hard she kept dropping it, picking it up, then dropping it again. She called a taxi in pure desperation. "Hello. Please send me a car right now. My daughter is in danger." The moment the taxi arrived, she yanked the door open and urged the driver before even closing it. "Please, sir, drive fast. As fast as you can, please." The driver glanced into the rearview mirror, saw her pale face streaked with tears, and immediately pressed harder on the accelerator. Ha sat in the back seat, clutching her shirt with trembling hands, whispering prayers through trembling lips. Hoai Ca, hold on, child. Don't leave me, please. The taxi raced through the rain, speeding toward the hospital where Hoai Ca was fighting for her life, every second pushing her closer to the fragile line between life and death. Ha burst into the hospital lobby and nearly collapsed right at the entrance. She was breathless, one hand clutching the wall for balance, her face drained of all color as if every drop of blood had been sucked out of her. Right behind her were Lytudiep and Ly Hoai, both rushing in, panting, their clothes soaked from the rain. Lytudiep wiped her tears as she ran, while Ly Hoai, though trying to stay composed, couldn't hide the deep worry carved into his brow. They looked around frantically and immediately spotted Hùng. He was slumped on a long bench in the bright white hallway under the cold hospital lights. His entire body trembled uncontrollably. His shirt was soaked, his back hunched as if he no longer had the strength to lift his head. His hands were clasped so tightly together that his knuckles turned white, fingernail marks imprinted deep into his palms. His eyes were wide, empty, like someone who had lost everything. Like a soul left outside the closed operating room doors. Ha couldn't bear the sight. She rushed over, nearly falling to her knees in front of her son-in-law. Hun, my child, what happened to Hoai Ca? Where is she? Her voice cracked, trembling so violently it sounded like a scream from someone who had completely lost control. Hùng lifted his head. His eyes were bloodshot, lashes wet, the bridge of his nose flushed, and his entire face looked like it had just weathered a storm that shattered him from the inside out. His lips quivered as he tried to speak, but his voice broke apart. Mom, I'm so scared. I'm scared I'll lose her. I'm scared I won't make it in time. He had never said those words before, words so vulnerable, so raw. They tightened every heart around him. A man who had always been calm, solid, carrying responsibilities on his shoulders, now crumbled into a fragile shard. Ly Hoai stepped forward, not wasting a single unnecessary word. He simply placed a firm hand on Hung's shoulder, giving it a steady squeeze. Hùng, breathe. Hoai Ca is strong. She has never backed down from anything. But as soon as the words left his mouth, tears streamed harder from Hung's eyes, as if those simple reassurances broke whatever dam was left inside him. Beside him, Lytudiep couldn't stand seeing him fall apart. She stepped forward and wrapped her arms around him from the side, her voice trembling. Hùng, she'll make it. Please don't fall apart. She still needs you. But her own shoulders shook with every breath, tears rolling down her cheeks and dripping onto Hung's sleeve. Ha stood there, her fingers squeezing together so tightly the skin reddened. She stared at the glowing red surgery light, her heart twisting painfully. Oh God, please spare my daughter. Don't take her, please don't take her from me. Her voice cracked weak and broken, like someone praying for the last thing they had left. The red light above the operating room door still glowed. That red glow washed over everyone's faces, desperate, helpless, terrified. Outside the glass windows, rain slammed against the hallway wall in heavy sheets, each impact sounding like 100 needles stabbing into their chests. Every drop was another heartbeat of tension, stretched so tight it felt ready to snap. Hùng sat there, eyes fixed on the sealed doors, voice trembling, barely even a whisper. Ca, you have to live. Our baby needs you. I need you too. Please don't leave me. No one dared speak. The air stretched thin, fragile, one touch, and it would shatter. Hung's mother stood in silence, her eyes rimmed red. Ha gripped the back of the chair so hard her fingers shook. Ly Hoai stood like a statue, worry carved deep in his features. Lytudiep clasped her hands together, lips pressed tightly as she prayed. Everyone focused on the same door. That closed door, icy and merciless, where the line between life and death was a single fragile thread. Time seemed to stop. No one knew how long they had been standing there. Only that every passing second crushed their hearts a little more. And then, the screen fades to black. Will Hoai Ca and the baby survive? Will that operating room door open to hope or to heartbreak? Everything will be revealed in the next episode, releasing tomorrow.
Xin chào tất cả mọi người đã quay trở lại với kênh của mình. Nay mình tiếp tục đưa đến video về câu chuyện của Ly Hoai Ca nha mọi người. Ôi trời ơi, mệt quá đi thôi. Làm những bước cuối cùng của video, đó là đặt tên video và nắm thumbnail mọi người nha, vẫn chưa xong. Cảm ơn mọi người đã xem video của mình. Tạm biệt.